So join us as we dive into this week's mess. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's a Mess, Sis, my favorite podcast. I'm Jess, working through the mess, and I am so glad you came back to hang out with us again.
Hey everybody, I'm Rena. I'm your other host, and I'm here. My eyebrows aren't done, but I just noticed that. I was like,
Oh,
dang.
wow.
I was trying to smooth them out, but anyway, I'm here. Yay.
And we're so glad you're here, and we're glad y'all here too. Y'all are joining us for episode 88, Heal More, Aim for Less. This is going to be a really fun topic. I'm very excited about it. But before we dive in, we have a little segment called What's the Mess? So I'm going to ask Arena, what's your mess? Petty Betty?
I mean, I already mentioned my eyebrow. Whoa.
Okay,
That
kidding.
was what?
That was too much. That was too far.
No. It's fine. I do have a tendency to engage in pettiness every now and again. So the mess for me is I've just kind of been in my emotions. I had to make some
Yeah.
tough decisions.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to figure out what I want in life. That's like my main goal right now. It's
Yeah.
to really sit with myself and be like, what do I want? And visualize it.
Yeah.
And like all the times my life coaches have been like, what's your vision? I'm like, I can see it, I can see it. They're like, are you really seeing it? I wasn't really seeing it. So now I'm really trying to see,
I love that.
you
I
know.
love that.
But yeah, that's just it. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of energy going on. These past few weeks, I feel like there's just been a lot of like tension. Like
Yeah.
everybody seems to be like on edge a little bit. People are a little snarky on the social medias,
Yeah.
a little jumpy, when
Yeah.
it comes to people's opinions and things. And I just think, people are in a mood.
They are. I don't know if
Yeah.
somebody is in microwave or in Gatorade, but it's always something. It's funny that before, when I was younger, I don't know that I was so in tune with the things that were happening in the universe, but I feel
Mhm.
like when things happen, I literally do feel the shift now. And it could
Yeah.
just be that I'm more into it. I probably did feel it as a youth, but you just chalk it up to, bad day at school. I mean, it could be literally anything. But now I feel like I definitely feel the shift when the shift happens. And I'm like, damn, okay, we shifting. All right, bet we shifting. Like, yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
we coming out of it, whatever it is.
I think we are. I think Mercury was in retrograde. I think we
Yeah.
gotta be coming out of it soon, but, like, I really felt it this time around.
Yeah.
Technology failing, communication being pissed the
Yes.
fuck poor,
Yeah.
like, just a
Oh, piss
lot.
poor?
Yep, yep, just a lot
Yeah.
of that, and I think a lot of misunderstandings,
Mhm.
but for the most part, I feel like I'm experiencing this just, like, rapid clearing.
Yeah.
And it's what I asked for, but that shit is
It
still
look
hard.
different.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so all of this gotta go? Like, no.
Right. Right. That's so
Um,
funny because I remember sometimes it might have even been you who said that. Like, I'll try to manifest things, and then when it happens, I'm like, wait, what? I didn't mean this is crazy. I mean, I did, but I got what I wanted, but did I want it for real? Like, you didn't.
that
It should be
happens all the
wild.
time. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
Imma give this to you, and then it's like, you try it out and see if you really want it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't really want this shit.
I
It's
want
like,
this. I
yeah, I
don't
didn't
like
think
it.
you wanted it, so go
Right.
sit down somewhere and think about it.
Figure out what you really want.
And I think that's where I am in life.
Yeah, yeah, doing some figuring, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it. I feel it. That actually kind of goes into my mess a little. I don't know
Really?
if you had more.
No, that's
Um,
it. Imma keep it short and cute this time.
I love that. I said I feel like I have these moments where I have no idea what I'm doing, and I just keep putting one foot in front of the other and hoping that I'm headed in the right direction. And that's what I was saying about like what you
Now I
said
get it.
earlier will make sense because I'm hoping that that is me being on the right path and that I am just walking by faith and saying, I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm going to keep putting one more step. I'm going to do one more left, one more right, one more left, one more right and pray that I am putting my faith in the right thing and just saying, okay, I'm going. Where I'm going, I don't know. And as a former perfectionist planner, scheduler, this is such a scary place to be in and
Mhm.
also kind of freeing. Um, but but in real time, it can be a little like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's why I was like, you're gonna be like, damn, this is so not serendipitous, but it's so right on the money, essentially. I yeah, that's really my mess. That's really what I wrote. Like
I'm
I'm
really trying to find, because like, just to loop everybody in on why
yeah.
this is so profound and why it seems like I've given confirmation for you. Like, this guy on Instagram, I ran across his story, like, randomly, and he was
Uh,
talking about how the way you know you're on the right path is when you have, like, no idea, like, what the plan is, where you're, like, just
yeah.
walking in absolute faith because it's not for you to know,
Yeah.
because God has created something that is beyond your
Yeah.
expectations, and it's not your job to know. That's what he said. It's
Yeah.
not your job to know,
Yeah.
and you just have to keep going in faith, knowing that you'll get there, and it'll exceed all your expectations, because you can't even possibly imagine what God has planned for you. Like, it's crazy because I don't even think I'm talking right now. I'm just trying to regurgitate what he said and what I
Yeah.
got from it. So I was literally just telling you that. So when you said you'll see why, I'm like, are you talking
I
about
know.
that?
I saw your face. I saw your face and I was like, no, I really don't want to tell you now. I wanted to tell you on here so I could get the genuine reaction because that was confirmation.
That's
Cause I
scary.
was just literally like, I don't know sometimes. Sometimes I'm just really like, I'm trying out here. I'm doing one more thing to just, be better and do better and all this stuff. And so I was really grateful for that. I wanted to see your reaction on here,
I'm
but it
just,
was like confirmation to my spirit for real. Like, woo! Because child, not knowing is so uncomfortable. Nobody want
mm,
to tell you that. They want to give you these cute quotes and say, you're on the right path. Okay, sure. But what if the path, what it's dark. You know what I'm saying? It's dark and you can't see in front of you. You can look back, but that's not helping you. You just got to keep going. And then you see the next step and you go and you do one more step and you go one more step. And then you look back like, damn, this is a really dope ass journey. I would have
right.
never taken this path.
Yeah.
That's the
And
thing.
I,
I would have never taken this path if I had a saw from the beginning, the dips and the hills and that big ass mountain that I was climbing. I would have never chosen this path if I knew that was the mountain I had to take. But I don't know. So I'm just one foot at a time, one step at a time,
uh,
making my way. And I'm at the top of the mountain, like, that's crazy. I really made it up here. So that was really beautiful. I'm really glad that,
yeah.
you know, the universe guided you to share that to me.
Clearly.
Cause wow, that's wild. That's
Yeah, I don't
wild.
even know how I brought it up. It just, like,
I
came out, like,
know.
right before we recorded.
And I was like, oh,
But you said
wow.
something crazy just now. You're like, I if I had been given a play-by-play of everything I would have
Mm,
to go through in order to be where I am, I would not opt to do it.
no,
And I'm like, that's real talk,
it's real.
because that's when all these fears and these doubts come out. And I'm like, dang, I think that's my problem. Like, I think I know the path. I
Oh,
think I know all of the bad things that could happen. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it.
yeah. Now you want to
And
try.
yeah, and I'm like, "Dang, like, shoot, now I wish I didn't know so much," you know?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I've had to relinquish a lot of my knowing,
Mm,
a lot of my
clearly.
feelings of understanding how things work, how things are. I feel like honestly, the divorce was like a resetting of everything that I knew.
Mm,
If I'm honest, it really yanked everything from under me. It yanked it out, and a bitch had to start from crawling again to
mm,
even you know what I mean? I'm having to learn how to roll over. I'm having to learn how I had to relearn everything. And I think that has given me such a beautiful perspective because now I'm just like open to learning. I'm
uh,
realizing I don't know. I ain't got it figured out. Other people may have some input and understanding about the world that would be helpful.
mhm.
And yeah, shit, wow. Shit wild out here. But yeah, that was so beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that. And I hope that with the tough decisions that you had to make or having to make with all of the emotions and stuff that everything kind of levels out and you'll be looking back at the path like I just took one more step and now I'm at this beautiful, oasis or wherever you end up. I think it's going to be It's gonna be dope.
I think I'm just relinquishing control at this point, and, like,
Period.
I'm not trying to force anything, make anything happen. At this point, I'm like, "Hey, I've waited this long.
Mhm.
Whatever's for me is gonna show up. I got some
Yeah.
time left, so
Yeah.
we gonna deal with it when it gets here."
Amen.
That's where I am with it.
I know that's
Um,
right.
but yeah,
Okay.
Imma find that dude. I need to find
Please, maybe we'll link it on our socials or something so y'all can
yeah.
see it. But I thought that was really dope. Okay, so that was the mess, which was really kind of interesting and dope this time around. But
Oh, what you
if
trying to
you'll
say, it wasn't
remember,
dope them other times?
sometimes that'd be real sad, real like not you. I was just saying us. Sometimes our shit be real like, hey, damn, y'all some sad hoes. Okay, but if you'll remember, we're at episode 88. Heal more, aim for less. Okay, now Rena, why are we doing this topic?
I mean, obviously, because of social media.
Of course.
I ran into a tweet the other day that said, the more I heal, the less ambitious I become.
Hmm.
And it was one of those things where I was just like, I feel this.
Hmm.
Like, yes,
Hmm.
that is so
Hmm.
true. This speaks to me. And I'm like, I want to explore that. I want to see if anybody else feels this way about that
Right.
statement. So
Right.
maybe we should have just made that the title. But, uh,
You know, no. I
no.
mean, sure.
Okay. No, we made a commitment.
Let's stick to it. Oh wait, oh wait. Well, when you sent it to me, it literally hit me, and I felt it on a spiritual level. I feel
Oh,
like I was just like, absolutely, like something you just agree with so profoundly. That
like, I'm
was
not
it.
gonna question it. I'm like, "Yep,
I'm not gonna
perfect."
question it. I'm
Just the
like,
way it was stated.
absolutely. I'm like, wow, they really took the words from my brain and articulated them into the world. Beautiful,
Like, I can say it's "yup,
beautiful. Yeah.
yup."
Yup. But we are gonna dive in and go a little more deeper than just yup. Why don't that's the end of the episode. Yup. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
We should do
But
that one
no,
day and just be like,
that'll be
"This is the
hilarious.
topic,"
We should have been
and
there on April 1st. Maybe next year.
yeah,
Well, I
sure,
already
that
told y'all, but yeah, they ain't gonna remember. Oh, but anyway, okay, we need to let the people know what is the agenda for the episode.
So, as always, is to dig it down, which stands for define, impact, and cope. So, this episode, we're going to have a conversation about healing and about ambition, how the
Mhm.
two correlate, AKA what's the impact, and then how we cope moving forward.
Mhm.
One thing to note, we make each section clearly known so that you can follow along with us and have this conversation with us, with others, with yourself. So, feel free to pause where you see fit to give yourself time to write, journal, reflect, or just keep listening, whatever works for you. And if you vibe,
We
we
tried.
tried.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We getting it, y'all. 4 years
Already.
later. Okay. Okay. We are now to the definition.
Okay.
So we have two words to define today, and Google was certainly up for that task. First up, we have healing, and it's defined as the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again.
Okay.
Next up, we have ambition, which is defined as having a strong desire for success, achievement, power, or wealth. Um, when I thought
Hmm.
hard on the tweet that you sent me, what really struck me is that healing has changed my ambition. It's not necessarily that I'm less ambitious, but I think what I'm aiming for is completely different. While achieving monetary success is still something I have a desire for, I'm not gonna, say that that's not true. But for the most of my energy and effort, it's being harnessed into who I am inside and how I'm making an impact on people around me. And I think the more I heal, the more I want to heal, the more I see how it feels good to heal in this way. And yeah, so that's my definition, and that's
Okay.
how healing has affected my journey of ambition. What
Okay.
about you?
Okay. So for me, I let Jess handle the Google thing and I just use the good old noggin here.
Right.
For me, healing is becoming well. releasing
Yeah.
pain, anguish following some sorts of trauma. So clearly, I added a darker undertone to that. I'm like, it's
Right.
trauma. Hey, you're getting over it. You know, Google was a lot lighter with it. Um,
Right.
and for me, ambition is like setting a goal and going after it and trying to get like to the highest of heights. So get to like the
Okay.
top of it. So it was interesting to hear Google, specifically mention like wealth and
Yeah.
all that other power and things
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
Because for me, I mean, I guess, yeah, that's how I would see an ambitious person, somebody who's going after those power positions.
Right.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and I think for me, like my deeper feelings about these two kind of take me to the impact.
Okay.
Um, so would you say
Yeah, we're
we're
gonna go ahead into the impact. Yeah, we're
impact?
there.
Okay. Do you wanna go first or you want me to kind of continue on or
It's up to you.
I don't like making decisions.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
I'm weak. Okay. So the impact um of me kind of changing where I focus my idea of ambition is that I fight myself
Mm,
about what
mm,
I'm doing in life.
mm,
Sometimes we want to make it seem so easy to do this shit. It's not. You know what I
mhm.
mean? There are times I really want to jump ship from what I consider my purpose and just go into a field that would allow for my more satisfying financial situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm smart. I went to college. I can go get another degree, go do something that will make me a shit ton of money. Um, the world is not designed with your peace and happiness in mind.
Mm,
It's been prescribed that you earn happiness only after you've made large financial gains, right? I saw a post recently about immigrant parents looking at you crazy if you say that the reason you want to do X, Y, Z, a job or something is because it'll make you happy. Those parents
yeah.
often retorting or, saying that happiness is a privilege.
Hey.
And although I'm not from a family of immigrants, I do feel that often that is the global outlook. It certainly affected how I think about my own life and pursuits. I knew I wanted to actually go into entertainment when I was very young.
Mm.
Practicality was like, that's not going to help you take your family out of poverty. So
I
my
feel
goal was to become a doctor,
mm,
and not that that was the only reason, but I love science and I love helping people, but that was certainly a large aspect of my decision making. It's like, I want to go into this field so I can make money and da da da. Da. But it's like, if I could really settle into the reason, my purpose of being here, my why for why I chose to come to this planet, why I've been put here, what is my purpose for being alive? It's not to make money. Money
yeah,
is fucking fake. It's not real. And
yeah,
so, a lot of my, idea about achievement and ambition is to do with power, money, wealth, all those kind of things.
mhm,
Um, or it was. And I'm trying to reshape that. And so that I am giving that same energy and effort to my being, my
mhm,
core, my soul, my spirit, you know? But it is hard. That is the impact because I still live in a world that runs on finances. I still live in a
yeah,
world that gives you more respect if you are financially well, gives you more
yeah,
credit, gives you more leeway. It gives you a lot of things. With power and wealth comes, a great a lot of things, you know what I mean? And so
mhm,
taking a step back from that and being like, I'm not necessarily in pursuit of that solely. It confuses my other brain, the brain that I've been brainwashed to think about capitalism as just the way to be,
mm,
and
yeah,
being wealthy as the way to freedom, and being wealthy as the way to happiness. It confuses that brain that has been told those things. And
yeah,
so, it is a struggle.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. What about you? Or did
Um,
you have questions?
I don't have any questions yet,
Okay.
but when I think about it, the tweet, and I'll remind myself and
Uh-huh.
everyone else listening, the more I heal, the less ambitious I become. I
Mhm.
immediately, when I saw that, said, okay, the more I heal, the less I want to work.
Okay.
That's literally like ambitious immediately, like that word just switched to work, the less I work.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
And the less employed I become.
Right. Right.
And I think that's because you brought up another thing. You said you felt like, you know, you had to it was a fight or you had to fight. And I think the more that I heal, I'm realizing that the world isn't just some big obstacle that I have to fight
Mhm,
and, like, conquer, you know, like that
mhm,
final boss level
mhm.
and, like, to become the ultimate achiever. It's something that I
Right,
can sit in, rest in, and enjoy and explore. It's not just supposed to be this constant battle. It
right.
too can be, like, something that I take in and experience.
Yeah,
So, the more I heal, the more I'm forced to ask myself, what am I striving for? What am I doing
yeah.
by constantly going to work every day
Mhm.
and setting these goals that I'm setting for myself? Are you just doing it because, you know, you're trying to hit a number or
Yeah.
because, you know, you want respect and you want this reverence, you want people to look at you and say that you're great, say that you're
Mhm,
ambitious, say that
mhm.
you're successful, or do you want to feel that on the inside?
Right,
So I go
right.
from living more externally and for like external validation and I kinda turn more into myself, like, I turn around, like, literally, like, inside me and be like, "Bitch, what do we
Oh,
wanna do?"
wait. Oh, wait, not turn around inside
But, like, you know, like, what do we wanna do?
you.
Because,
Right.
like, we know that there's, like, this life script that we can
Mhm,
follow, and you'll
mhm.
get, like, probably a good old middle of the road average success, and, you
Yeah.
know, some people will be in awe of that, some people will say that's not ambitious enough, you know?
Right, right.
Like, what is it that you really wanna set a goal towards
Mhm,
and pursue, and why?
mhm,
Do you wanna pursue it for money? Do you wanna pursue it for joy? And
mhm,
I think that's some more of what I want. I want to pursue something for joy, but I also want, like, grace and ease, you know, and
mhm.
what I thought was a fight in life, I'm realizing is really just, like, resistance.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I don't really wanna do the shit.
Yeah,
And I'm fighting against me wanting to do something else and not having
yeah.
that courage to do it. Like what you're doing right now, I consider that to be very ambitious. You know,
Okay,
like you're putting everything on the line. Like what I'm doing, I feel like it's easy. I'm like, I know
okay.
where my next paycheck coming from. I know my trajectory. Like I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you know, I know what I can do. But like to go out there and be like, I have set this goal that I am going to be on somebody's TV, stage, studio,
yeah.
billboard. This is going to be me. And there's no, like, class you can take. There's no,
Mhm.
like, job where you're getting a paycheck, and they're like, you know, "In 5 to 6 years, Jess, I see you. We're gonna put you on this billboard, and then in 8 years, we're gonna put you on
Right,
this stage, and then in
right,
10 years, by damn it, you should have a TV show." You know,
right,
like,
right.
nobody's saying that.
Nobody has the trajectory.
No, it's kinda like you go out there, you network, you meet people, you have those relationships with people,
Mhm.
and that's scary.
Yeah,
And you said, it's a lifestyle more than anything, like, you're
yeah,
living it. It's like, right
yeah.
now, I feel like the work I do is separate from my life, which, I mean, isn't
Okay.
necessarily a bad thing,
True.
especially if it's something you don't really wanna do. You don't want that,
Right.
like, taking up all your life force.
That's true.
But, you know, I question, like, you know, what is ambition to me? Like, what do I want that to look
Mm.
like? Do I wanna have, like, the steady job that kinda
Mhm.
helps pad, you know, what I wanna do in my free time, which is absolutely fine. You
Right.
know, or do I wanna have a full immersive experience?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still, you know,
Deciding.
struggling with that, still deciding,
Right.
but, you know, as I heal, you know, I realize there's more than one way to do things.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to all look the same. It doesn't have to all look like a fight and horrible and who told Harpo to beat me. It don't
Come
have to
on,
look like
Harpo.
that.
Right.
All my life I had to fight. It doesn't have to look like that. You
It
know, you
doesn't.
gotta figure out your way of doing it. And your way is ambitious to me because you're
Right.
setting a goal and you're pursuing it. Like,
Right. And
yeah.
that actually brought me to something I was thinking as you were talking. It's just that, a lot of times we're comparing ourselves, right?
Mhm.
And that takes away from, like you said, what you think of me and my ambition and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it looks totally different to how you're doing it. But I
Mhm.
would say the same for you. I would say the goals that you have in mind and how aggressively you pursue them is very admirable. And also and also like I think that is I don't know, I think that is very I think it's admirable that you're like, this isn't necessarily where I would be, but I'm doing this for this type of thing. And I think a lot of that does have to do with your healing because you have your future in mind of like, okay, I want to do this and this is how I'm going to get there. There's still a
Right.
plan. And maybe it's not as like this as somebody else would be. I think you have
Mhm.
to find your own levels of what
Yeah.
becoming less ambitious looks like. Because for
Right.
you, you're working really hard right now for the future of being less ambitious. So you can go not less ambitious, but less, like you said, that's synonymous with work for you. Right now,
Right.
you're doing a lot so that you can do less later.
Right.
And I think that's dope. I think the trouble that I have is just how ingrained it is to feel like work is our worth,
Mm. Yeah.
you know, and how
Mhm.
difficult it is to come out of that, to find your worth in other places, in other
Right.
things, in other tangible or non-tangible ways, to
Yeah.
say, I am a good friend, I am a good aunt, I'm a good sister, brother, father, mother, I am good to me. Number one,
Yeah.
I
You
take
see.
care of me. When I need rest, I rest. When I want something, I do it. If I want better for myself
Yeah.
as far as learning or whatever that is. But to say that, because I think about where I could be, right? Sometimes
Mhm.
that's why I say sometimes it's a struggle because I think about if I had kept pursuing financial ambition, where I would be.
You be a damn doctor.
I would be a doctor or some other level of high professional because of who I am as a person. That's
Yeah.
where I would be,
Yeah.
and I would have the financial means to do a lot. Would I have the time? Would I have the energy? Would I still be having a zest for life like I do now? I don't know. The reason I didn't become a doctor because I was, on track to go to med school. I did my internship in undergrad in a hospital and I was sad all the time.
Mm.
And it's like, to pursue that solely for the purpose of being financially safe or comfortable, but my spirit being sad is where a lot of people choose to go because
Yeah.
they feel like happiness is a privilege. Even if they're not from immigrant families, that is a mindset that we have to change.
Yeah. And
You
I
know what I
don't
mean?
think, yeah, I absolutely think we have to change that. Like, it is not a
Yeah,
privilege. It's your birthright. We're
it
all
is.
born down here like equal technically, meaning like we're all human. Like, yeah, I get some
Yeah,
people are born with like silver spoons, gold spoons, all of that,
right.
in their mouths and everything, but we're all human and we should all be able to enjoy what this earth has to offer. We just have set
Agree.
up a system which makes it really hard to share.
Yes.
And,
And it's really not because there's such an abundance. And I think that's the thing that's so frustrating. There's so much of everything.
right.
We wanna
So
pretend like it's so scarce so that we can hoard
keep
it or
working.
keep
Keep
working.
people working, keep people doing
Yeah,
what you want them to do because
yeah,
we've been told that work is the only way to be ambitious. And I wish people were a little bit more ambitious about being friends or being
yeah,
parents or being family members and partners, like about being like, protecting the environment, like,
yeah,
a little bit more ambitious about other things other than just your employment.
yeah. But again, it's because it's like being a good friend isn't tied to your worth, not in a
No,
grand
no,
scheme.
no, no,
It's
no,
like,
no.
"Oh, no, he's a homeless, but, he's a really good friend."
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Friendship?
whoa. Wait, say that again. Run that back.
Sorry. I said people are like, "He's a really good friend." It's like, "But he's homeless." I don't give a fuck about his friendship,
But
like,
okay, sorry, let me let you continue.
no, I was just saying, like, I feel like when I think I'm going to the extreme of things, right? Because
Mhm,
when you think about ambition, you think about somebody working and having it all. So then the opposite being, they have nothing, quote unquote,
mhm.
right? And so you think about somebody homeless being very kind to their animals, right? Because a lot of them have, animals and they're so caring, and nobody really cares that you're a caring human. Nobody cares if you're a good friend. Nobody cares if you've taken really good care of the people that you love, if you are homeless, if you are down and out, if you are whatever it is. I'm using homeless because, that's what we as a society think of as like the opposite of ambitious. Like, a lot of them are being told, get a job or whatever, as if their worth will now increase because they have a job, which a lot of
I feel
times it
like
is.
I've seen so many people who are employed, and they are the most unambitious people you will ever meet, and I have
Yep.
seen people who are like you said, that scenario, I
Hmm.
don't know why I'm blurry right now,
I know, I
That
saw that.
scenario, yeah, I'm trying to wait for it to like, all right, I'll just be blurry. Um, I've seen people who are homeless
Yeah.
and they have that dog and they're doing art.
Mhm.
They're creating things for sale
Yeah.
and they like look really dedicated to what they're doing,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that's what I love about this tweet,
Mhm.
because I know it's saying less ambitious, but really I think it's challenging what you consider to be ambitious. Like the more you
Mm.
heal, it's like the less stereotypically ambitious you become. The less it's
Yeah.
about like, you know, getting up the ladder and being at the
Mhm.
top and being that
Mhm.
stereotypical definition or that textbook dictionary definition of ambitious.
Right.
And it really is forcing you to ask yourself, like, what do you really care about?
Right.
And
Right.
what goals have you set up to address that, to pursue that?
Right.
And now, I'm not discounting that the people who, are sitting by the Starbucks with their dog and creating crafts that, that there may not be like a whole other element of like mental health and
Of
like just
course.
poverty and all of that,
Mhm.
involved. But, you know, I can't just sit there and say that they lack ambition just because they're in that position.
Right.
They're still productive. They're like whether, it's regarded as being productive, they're creating
Mhm.
something.
Right.
I feel like that's what we're down here to do, create.
Right.
There are people who are sitting at the top CEOs and they're not even creating a good work environment.
Right.
Like they're not creating anything. They're just sitting up there and just kind of waiting
Collecting
until
the
they can
checks.
retire.
Yep. Yep. And I
That's not
think
ambitious to me.
yeah, I don't know. I think about the other mammals on this planet and
Mm.
how often they rest. A lot of
We've
these
said this so
mammals,
many
and
times
it's
in this
true though.
podcast.
It's
It's
so
true.
true.
They
They
be
eat
sleeping.
and shit and sleep. Get
Mhm.
up and eat again, have sex with a woman they've conquered. Um
Conquered. Wait a minute. I don't know about that piece.
or okay, conquered is like a little too much, but they're not out here having to create
Well, they don't have all this stuff.
whole right because they were smart. Um
I mean,
I'm just
they're
saying,
like, "Y'all did all of this to
y'all did
drink
that for what?
coffee when you could
To
just
eat
eat on this
food when
cocoa bean.
it's food already out here? So you did all that for that?
You coulda just killed
Wow.
one of us and had a fire."
Wow, that's far.
But they're like, "I'm
That's
glad you're
dark.
doing that, the
Ah,
8
that's
hours.
dark.
Y'all
That's
keep doing
dark.
that."
I'm weak. But no, I mean, I think production and I don't know. It's just when I think about it though, I think more than being like anti-capitalist because I'm still a part of this society and I don't know what it would look like otherwise unless we have the apocalypse like we talked about a couple episodes
Mhm.
ago. But but no, more than being anti-capitalist, it's more so about the things that I have the energy to focus on because I've started healing.
Mm,
And those of us who are on a healing journey, it's not
mhm.
just one thing.
Right.
It's not like, oh, I healed one childhood trauma, I'm good. It's like you healed that one and realize that one's adjacent to this one. And this is why you treat people like that. And that's why you act like that. And that's why you treat your family like that. And that's why every relationship you look at like this. And this is why you treat yourself like this. And this is why you don't consistently do this and this. And and it's a network of things that now that you've started doing the healing work, like the amount of energy that I have to amass wealth that I can't take with me matters less.
Yeah, that's true.
The amount of houses I have matters less because I don't have the energy to give that to that the same amount of energy rather. It's like
Mm,
I need to focus on why little Jessica still feels the need to throw a temper tantrum when this happens,
mm, mm,
and that's affecting my life now. So let me put my energy there and
mhm,
see how much more I can give to her so that she's healed. Maybe we have a different basis, a different foundation,
mm.
type thing. But I don't know.
So,
What were
no,
you gonna say?
I get it. So it's kinda like you go from just doing it just because to really questioning, "Okay, why am I doing this? Why do I
Yeah.
need all of this money?"
Hmm.
And you're moving from being just ambitious just to be ambitious and look and appear successful to
Right.
being more intentional about
Hmm.
what you're putting your energy towards.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's like less ambitious, more intentional.
Ooh, that should have been the title.
I like that.
I like that. No, our title's great, but that was really good.
Right.
Less ambitious, more intentional.
Yeah, I think that's
'Cause
what it comes
yeah,
down to. The more I heal,
yeah,
the more I realize I can choose.
yeah,
Like, a lot of these things are just decisions,
yeah,
that I
yeah,
don't like to make. And then, as I heal, though, I'm able to make more decisions and make them
yeah.
with more have them be more intentional, more in my favor, more in alignment with what I want versus what I feel I should want or feel I should have to appear a certain way to all these people. Cause really, fuck all of y'all for real. This
Literally.
this is my movie. Like, fuck all of y'all.
Period.
And like it's getting to the point where I'm tired of y'all.
Ooh,
I'm tired of y'all thoughts. I'm tired of y'all opinions. Imma just be out here and I'm gonna go at this the best way I know how,
I
because
know
no
that's
none of
real.
y'all know what the fuck y'all doing, and y'all lying to me and you're lying to yourselves, but I'm not lying. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
She
So
said, "I'm honest about my shit. I don't know. Just like them hoes. I don't know, but I'm not
I
gonna
don't
lie."
know, but I know there's a feeling that I'm trying to get to. There's an experience that I
Yeah,
wanna have, and it is not
yeah,
working this damn much. So,
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to pursue that. And if some people could say, "Oh, that doesn't look like you're being ambitious because you're not trying to get into management." I'm like, I never wanted to I had never aspired. I had never aimed to be a manager.
I know that's real.
I don't wanna be a manager.
I don't wanna
When you
manage you
see I
hoes.
don't wanna manage. Uh-uh.
They always wanna put me in somebody's leadership because I can lead.
Right,
I know
because
that.
you could
I
talk
don't
to
want to.
people and
I
people
don't want
like
to.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
and then
want to.
people wanna yell at you, and I'm like,
Yeah,
"No."
because I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna cuss you out good and Christian
Or
like,
like
and I
this,
ain't even a Christian.
I don't even cuss people out. I just talk to people, I smooth it over, I do whatever I gotta
True.
say to get you to accept whatever I need you to do, and I don't
Yeah.
take it personally, all these feelings you have, and they call me Switzerland. They were like, "You don't stand for nothing. You always straddling the fence." I'm like, "I'm just doing what I gotta do."
Period.
Like, this ain't my business.
And this is not my business. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. I'm here for the paychecks. Was that you? Somebody else was telling me that they said somebody they coworker was like, she only come here for the money.
Probably
Nigga, we
be
all do. What do you mean? You think I'm gonna come
right,
volunteer in this
right.
bitch? Absolutely
But people
fucking
hate
not.
when you say that. People asking cashiers dumbass questions like, "Do you like your job?" No. 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 And why does it matter to you if I like my job?
Right.
Like, what do you want? What do you want from me?
What do you get out of that? Whoa.
Now, if
Pulling
you're
the damn
asking for
headphones out.
research, like I can see if you're like, I want to know
I'm
because I'm
gonna
thinking about
apply here.
transitioning. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've asked people stuff like that.
And they like, no, stay where you
But
at.
it's usually like this snide remark, like, "Do you like even want to be here?" I'm like, "Are you making it easier for me to be here?" Like,
Right.
no. Do you want to be at your job? Why are you even here?
Why are we all here?
Like, so yeah, yeah, the more I heal, the more I become about me and the less I become about what I was told I need to be doing to look
Perceived
like something.
ambition.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be Donald Trump. It didn't work out well for him.
I'm weak. That's fucking
And
hilarious.
according to Google, he's ambitious, right?
Child, I don't know what
I mean,
Google say
he's
about that
checked
man right
off the
now.
boxes of ambition.
Yeah, yeah, businesses and wealth and he's
Crime and jail.
weak.
I mean, fraud.
I'm weak. That's hilarious.
They need to add that to the definition of ambitious. It ain't what you think it
Uh-uh.
is. Everybody who's gotten up there, they've done something.
No, but I mean,
No, that's maybe that's a
a
projection.
projection.
Maybe that's
Slight.
like,
Slight.
yeah, I think you could be successful. I really do think you can be successful when you're walking in your path without
Absolutely.
having to fuck people over.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
I know, I believe that. I believe
Yeah.
that. I think it
Same.
depends on what you consider to be success.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if
Absolutely.
you want to be a tyrannical leader,
You can do that too.
then I mean, the tyranny is part of
Mm,
the ambition, you know?
thanks. Not the tyranny.
I mean,
But
it's part of it.
what
It's built
are
into
we?
it. The title.
It is. Are we to the cope now? Or are we still in the impasse?
I think I've impacted our listeners enough. So
Are we? Are we? Okay, well, folks, we are to the cope. And I think that for me, I am resting in the internal progress that I'm making.
Ooh,
right?
love it.
Waking up daily with an excitement for life
You
helps me
better.
recognize that I'm on the right path.
Mhm.
I continue to let my heart be my guide. I breathe through comparisons when they arise and I allow myself grace. Um, I say that because it's not easy to choose yourself.
Mm,
They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy to choose yourself, but it is worth it every single time.
gotta let them know.
And I have to tell that to myself over and over. And I hope you'll tell that to yourself. Choosing yourself is going to be worth it because at the end, we can take none of these houses, cars, money. But if you are any sort of spiritual believer, you believe that this body is going to stay here, but the spirit will continue on. And if you've done all that work with your spirit, that goes with you
Mm,
wherever the
mm.
next place is. So
Oh,
that is my code.
she said, "You can't take none of this shit with you, not even that BBL you got. All you can take is your inside spirit, and you need to work on that." Ah,
Work on it, baby.
work
Work
on
on
it, 'cause
it.
the only thing you can take with you is yourself. Oh,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
work on you, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's some shit you just said right there.
I
That right
appreciate
there,
it.
that almost bring a tear to my eye. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
It's true. It's so
it's,
true.
it
Like the
is.
more you heal, the more you choose yourself and
Yeah.
you become your ambition.
Absolutely. Ooh. Yes.
So, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So how do I
And how are
cope?
you coping, my darling?
Okay.
Yes.
So I cope by settling into exploring, creating, and doing something for the joy and the internal sense of accomplishment as opposed to external validation. So that's how I'm coping.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that.
And it's a
I
work in
love that.
progress. It's so hard to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
It
know,
is.
and yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna
I
do it
mean, because we have to. I mean, I think the
because I
recap,
want to, for
and
real.
because you want to. I love that. I love that so much. I do. I think the recap is that there's an acknowledgement that ambitiously choosing yourself is not without its hardships.
Mm,
It's not without its trepidation,
mm,
but it will be worth it every time
mm,
because at the end of the road, that is what you're taking with you. What you've done with your spirit, what you've done with your energy, how you have ambitiously chosen to heal, to be a healing energy for other people. I think that is what makes a difference at the end. I don't know for sure. Even though me and JC talk, we don't talk like that. So I don't know fully, but it's my guess and my understanding that is the purpose of us being down here.
mhm,
There's nothing wrong. I want to iterate, there's nothing wrong with also choosing financial success in those
mhm,
things, but to not let it overtake you to where
mhm,
you have no time for healing the things that have hurt you, where you
mhm,
have no time for being a little bit better than you were yesterday, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And so taking the time to prioritize where you want to be ambitious and not solely focus on external validation, like Rena so wonderfully put.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Thank you.
if you're gonna fight for anything, let it be for yourself.
Oh, girl, you better come in with that good word. That is, if you're gonna fight for anything, let it be for yourself. And that's something right on up. I know that's real. I
Huh?
know that's real. Is there any shout outs for this episode?
Oh, man. Just my general, just everyone who's listening, rocking with us still, you know, just thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate it so much. I want to shout out to everybody who's having difficulty choosing yourself. I want to
Oof.
shout out to
Mm,
anybody who is trying to make strides for themselves and for their family financially and knowing they're doing everything they can, but knowing and recognizing that that is not healthy for them. Having to take the steps and find the ways to do both or to take a
mhm,
step back from the financial to do some internal healing. I shout you out. I understand that there is fear behind it. I understand that it is difficult, but you can do it. We're sending up words of prayer for you, words of
mhm.
affirmation that you got this.
We
You
need to
got
start
this.
lighting candles for folks. That made
We
me wanna light
do.
something.
We do. Because it eventually it's gonna work itself out. And when you tell the universe that you want time to heal yourself, it will allow for that. It will give you what you need. Believe in yourself. We believe in you. It's about to be dope. It's about to be dope.
I love
Yeah?
that. That right there. I
Yeah.
felt that, yeah. I felt like you were
Okay.
shouting out to me.
Listen, mirror, because I'm shouting out to us. I'm shouting out to us. Shoot. But okay, now we are to my favorite part, which, if you're new, is the meditation. What we do is we take a couple deep breaths, we set an intention, take another couple breaths, and then we let you go about your day. So, what I'd like you to do for me is to take a big deep breath. We'll take a second deep breath. And we'll take one more deep breath. All right, now we'll set our intention. I intend to ambitiously pursue being the best person I can be, to finding all the ways that I can grow spiritually, mentally, to being a good sister, a good friend, a good mother should so happen, a good person in general. That is my intention.
I love that. It is my intention to fully lean into my birthright, as a human being on this planet, and to go and explore and experience all the things I want to experience before I depart. Like, I want to live. I want to thrive. That's my intention.
I love that. And now we'll take our last set of breaths. Take another big, deep breath for me. We'll take a second deep breath. And we'll take our last deep breath. All right, your intention have been set for the day. Go out there and flourish. This today doesn't have to be a mess.
But it's okay if it is.
It sure is, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in again. We appreciate your continued support. We are so grateful that y'all are still kicking it with us, loving us, liking our stuff, commenting, sharing. It does my heart so good. Makes my heart so full. I feel like the Grinch. It's growing 3 sizes.
You are so dramatic.
I am. Who would I be? What would this podcast be without my drama?
It's true.
But okay, guys, if you have a topic idea you'd like to discuss with us, please email us at itsamessis@gmail.com. If you would like to be a guest, you can also use that same email. That's itsamessis@gmail.com. Any Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, social media type of situation, we have Instagram. That's going to be at It's a Mess Sis Podcast. Facebook, It's a Mess Sis Podcast. Twitter, at It's a Mess Sis, and YouTube, if you'd like to look for us and see our beautiful faces, that's going to be It's a Mess Sis. Just search for us and you will find us. Is there anything else we need to let the people know?
Nope, that's all.
All right, we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. It's a mess.
Hey, that's why I can't sing.
It's okay. He's going to talk over my singing though. Okay, it's ready now.